Commissioner for Education Elizabeth Gadama opened the S5 selection exercise at the Wonderworld Auditorium Conference Room in Kansanga, Kampala. She urged the school heads and teachers to guide the new A-level students in choosing subject combinations suitable to their abilities.
Some schools, because they want numbers, they tell the child you have the combination.
There was a generally good attendance on day one of the selections, with a fine mix of public schools and privately owned schools.
The importance of private and the government sitting together is, again, I said, each year it gives us opportunities to jointly discuss policies within the sector, the dynamics in the sector.
The recently released Uganda Certificate of Education, or UCE, results showed that boys performed better than girls, so the selections this year are skewed to favor girls. A few schools maintained their cut-off points from last year, but many others registered slight decline from the previous years. Many rural schools kept their cut-off points low though. King's College Budo had one of the highest cut-off points, taking boys at 11 points and girls 13. Masaka-based St. Henry's College Chitovu for boys stopped at 19 points, just like Mbara High School. Our Lady of Good Counsel Gayaza set 22 points for girls and 22 points for boys, while Gombe Secondary School took set 20 for boys and 23 for girls. Mengo SS was not far off with 25 points for girls and 20 for boys. Maryhill High School set 37 points for all students, while Mitiana SS had one of the highest cut-off points at 46 points for girls and 38 for boys. In choosing which student to take on, school heads weighed performance against the number of applicants who expressed interest in their schools.
The criteria of selection will depend on the number of applicants.
If we want to maintain our standards, that's why we're looking at this, that if we took the cutoff point for girls at 42, then the cutoff point for boys at 38.
Cutoff points are determined by their performance and the number of applicants.
On the performance of the learners, and generally being service providers wanted to give them opportunities, so the only way to accommodate them would be to allow them more by also lowering the cutoff point a bit.
Principals of vocational schools also joined in the selection exercise. Some of the students prefer to go to the vocational schools as their first choice, while many others are taken on by the skills training institutions when they are not absorbed by the secondary schools.
The criteria we use for admission is slightly different from the criteria used by secondary schools. There are guidelines that are issued every year.
Our major concern, at least somebody should have a pass 7 in mathematics and other science-related subjects.
The Ministry of Education and Sports is rolling out programs to empower vocational institutions and encourages parents to interest their children to take up vocational studies. Government recently launched the Skilling Uganda program to encourage vocational studies that give hand-on skills to learners and encourage them to be job creators other than job hunters. This report was compiled by Kabale Ivan Elvis, Sawia Ramadhan and Saleh Kamba, NBS Television.